know, it's one of the most terrifying things. I don't know if anybody else has dealt with this. Phoenix University. I don't fuck with them, dog. Phoenix got me messed up. Phoenix was such a bad experience for me. By the way, I just want you to know, the school where I got my degree, that wasn't fucking Phoenix. Just want you to know. I had some beef with Phoenix. I just had like a little thing where I wanted to try something different. So I was like, okay, Phoenix. You want to know one of the stupidest conversations I've ever had in my life was with Phoenix individual. And do you want to know why that conversation was so dumb? I was in a major that I did not care for, so I wanted to switch. And what happened with Phoenix was that basically I talked to like a rep. I was like, hey, I'm trying to change my major. How can we go about doing that? And do you want to know what, like, after going back and forth, figuring out how to like drop stuff and, you know, figure out how to change things and whatnot and do everything, do you want to know what somebody said to me? The way that their whole system worked, it works just like any other school. You have semesters, you have like several week-long semesters where you go through a course or multiple courses, and then you have loans that slowly distribute and pay for each class. You have to go through like a certain number of courses that the loans would pay for. Once you went through like X amount, I think you had to drop like 10K would be dropped after you finish like the first set of classes, which is like pretty typical for fucking college. I took one course and I was like, I don't like this major. So I was like, let me back out. I'm trying to swap. And they were just like, here's what's gonna happen if you swap right now. They were like, you're gonna owe us like almost 2K because you took this one course and you're gonna drop it. And because you're gonna swap the major, all those loans that we gave you are gonna be like null and void. So that 2K is no longer gonna be like given to us, so you're gonna have to pay. And I was like, okay, I mean, that makes sense. I'm taking a class and I signed an agreement and now I'm breaking the agreement. So now the class is no longer taken care of via loans. I gotta pay out of pocket for it. It's frustrating, but you know, I'll deal with it. Do you know what the rep told me in that conversation? It's not even the fact that I had to pay out of pocket for the class. He said, don't swap majors. You should just finish out this course, this section of 5 classes. And I was like, why? He said, because that way, if you finish out the 5 courses, then the loans will cover everything. And then you won't owe us $2,000. And I said, so what you're telling me is that instead of dropping out now and owing you $2,000 out of pocket, you want me to finish out these 5 courses that I'm not gonna use because I'm dropping the major and owe you $10,000 instead? I said that to him real slow. And then he was like, yeah. And I was like, you're fucking brainwashed. I didn't say this to him. I didn't say this, obviously. But I was like, you're fucking brainwashed. I was like, did you hear what you just said to me? You just told me to waste my fucking time and then give you guys 10K instead of fucking 2K? I was like, you're crazy. You're crazy. You've lost your shit. I was like, you're a fucking NPC, bro. There's no way. There's no way, brother. And then come to find out, they're stuck in a bunch of class action lawsuits anyways because they're fucking scam. So yeah, I don't fuck with Phoenix. Wait, but he said it would be covered. No, am I missing something? He said it would be covered by the loans. As in like, the only reason he wants me to finish the 5 classes is so that the loans would remain in effect and then they would cover the classes that I was taking. So then I would finish all my classes and then I wouldn't have to pay 2K right away out of pocket. The idea is that his mindset was that I finished the classes so that the loans would cover the 10K that I would owe. And luckily, because it's a loan, I would be able to pay the 10K back over the course of, you know, fucking 20 years. But if I backed out now, the loans would no longer cover the 2K for the one class that I took. What was the point in trying to scare me? You took a payment plan for the 2K anyways. What's the point? And the craziest thing is that the loan wasn't even through them. It was like the motherfucker just wanted me to be in debt. I was like, do you not like me? It wasn't even like a Phoenix loan. It was some like other servicer. So I'm like, why in God's name would you want me to keep that loan? He just wanted me to have a loan under my name. I've never been so mad talking to an individual, and he had the straightest ass face ever. He had his customer service voice on, and I hope other people my age don't fucking fall for this shit. Good God. He thought because I was young that I'm dumb. I hate this guy. I don't know what he's about. I just found out his name today, but he needs to be in fucking debt. Is this why you didn't sign up for Anime Impulse? That coincidence is fucking crazy. Because then if you switched your major after that, you would have to pay a 10K again, right? Yes, I would be switching majors. Yeah, so then I just opted to drop out of Phoenix altogether. I was like, fuck Phoenix, dog. Not long after I dropped the school, I got like a letter that basically gave me funds because Phoenix is in a fucking class action lawsuit. They claimed to reimbursement because Phoenix claims on their like thing, like their campaign, like their promises, they basically say that whatever major you go into, they have industry professionals like available to work with so that you're guaranteed a job right out of school. They don't fucking have no agreement with any of these fucking companies. They're just like, oh yeah, if you're gonna go to school for graphic design in Phoenix, we're gonna get you a job at Adobe. You wanna do concept art? We got Riot. Fucking lying. They're just fucking liars. You don't have nobody at Riot there. You don't got nobody at Oreo or any of these fucking huge ass brands. Literally the biggest scam I've ever gone into. I did not do enough research. I felt so bad because I just wasted money. I wasted money on 2 schools before going into them. You want to know what the other one was? I'm gonna get less specific for this one because this one might be more dangerous. Boot camps. Mistake, dog. Do not, unless you're already in one, then praying for you. Any of those like tech boot camps where they're like, we'll teach you 4 years of curriculum in 6 months. Fucking bullshit, brother. Not like the army. I'm talking like tech boot camps, like cybersecurity boot camps or something like that. Just go for the degree, dog. You're probably thinking, oh, but this is more expensive. Yeah, but the crazy thing is the degree may be more expensive, but the boot camp won't get you a job. Not gonna lie, it kind of depends on the boot camp. You know, that is fair enough. I've just heard too many horror stories of people going to the boot camp that I was interested in. And the boot camp I was going to was from a pretty prestigious university. It was connected to a pretty prestigious university. And they had grand promises of like, you know, industry professionals coming in, working alongside you. They had industry professionals as your professors. And I was just like, 6 months of work. It's pretty much basically this. For 6 months straight, you're going to be living and breathing whatever you're going into. Coding, cybersecurity, whatever the fuck it is, IT, all that shit. And you're gonna be coding for like, especially if you're a noob, you're cooked. Like I was a noob. If you're a noob, you are cooked. You're literally going into this shit and you're probably gonna end up coding for like upwards of 70 to 80, maybe even more hours a week. It's going to be not even your job. It's going to be your life for 6 months straight. Because the amount of work that they give you and the curriculum is so fucking intense because they have to cram a ton of curriculum in 6 months. And the idea is that they're basically like, you know, in a very short amount of time, producing all these job-ready candidates. Heard a lot of crazy things. The one I went to sounded really promising. And then I looked up like stories about it. I did a bunch of research on like different sites. And I know it's weird to go to sites like Reddit and stuff and other forum sites because it's just like, oh, well, they could be just spinning a story. But like, I don't know, dude. I feel like a lot of people go to the internet to like, you know, vent. And I just heard so many stories of these people going to this boot camp and then being like, yeah, I pretty much go to interviews and they just laugh at me. Sometimes I don't even get the interview. And if I do get it, I'm never considered. And I'm like, ooh, you're telling me this much money for 6 months, this many hours a week, and not a guaranteed job? Sorry, brother. I'm gonna go.